G'day guys, Ryan here, Coffee Coach. But we're essentially looking at what we can do on the roasting side to make it easier for people to make better coffee at home, even if they don't know how to make coffee that well. So we're going to be looking at some different darker style roasts, ones which might also include Robusta in them, a specialty Robusta, mind you. It has a bit more of a bitter, more caffeinated flavor. We're going to under extract our coffee here, and we're going to look at that, try it on milk to see what it tastes like. So let's get into it. Our standard recipe at 22.5, however we're grinding it a lot coarser to extract it in 15 seconds, and we're going to apply a 6-second pre-infusion. So a lot of people probably don't know this, but on the Breville machines they come standardized with a 6-second pre-infusion. Pre-infusion means you get the hot water without any pressure. So that just fills up the basket, wets all the grinds, lets them expand before the pressure comes in, which is a pretty advanced technique and really shouldn't be on these home machines, these appliances at home, but they are. So we're going to mimic that with my Decent. I can mimic basically any machine, and we can use this to test what someone at home might be doing. So let's get started. That's really good. I mean, there's definitely some bitter aftertaste that lingers in my mouth. The upfront stuff is quite sweet. It does help, obviously, having full cream milk. I probably should do this with cheapo supermarket $1 a litre milk, because that's what most people I think are buying. At least gives me some indication, because that shot out really quickly. It was a 43-gram extraction, so we're getting double in 19 seconds with the 6-second pre-infusion in there. So yeah, perfect for what I think someone at home's making, and it tastes like you can definitely taste the coffee in there. It's got a sweet upfront flavor. That sort of light milk chocolate turns into quite a bitter and ashy sort of flavor in there. So that's not bad for someone who's just expecting coffee. So I would rate the WE blend to be quite good like that. You can see here we had 6 seconds pre-infusion, so this green line is the pressure, and that just sat at 1.5 bars for 6 seconds. Then it went up to 8 bars, bit over 8 bars, and then slowly came down. The blue is the flow, and the brown line is the weight of coffee. So these always join up. Usually when the pressure goes up, the flow will come down, and the weight will come up to meet the flow. So yeah, so we got a pretty consistent extraction there, and we finished it off in there. It's obviously fast, but that's what we're aiming for. We wanted that exact result. So next one, I'm going to try the espresso blend. You can see using some bigger sort of beans here, so most likely Brazil and probably a bit of Guatemalan form the basis of this blend. There's some low quality beans in there. You can smell, it smells like dirty socks. When you have defects in coffee itself, you can really smell it and taste it. The specialty coffee, which is the highest grade coffee you can get, is only limiting 2 defects per 250 gram coffee. Really 2 beans maximum should be in there. That gives it. This has obviously got more because you can really smell it, and I'm sure we'll taste it. So this could be one that has Robusta in it. It could be the high grade Robusta. So that shot looked really good for what we were trying to achieve. Obviously not one that I would like to do in the cafe. I'm steaming it on this because it's just quicker. This will take a little bit too long to do, and I really just want to keep moving. But The shot was 16 seconds with a 6-second pre-infusion, so the actual extraction time was 10 seconds when it should be around 25. So a lot shorter. However, I would say 90% of people at home can tell when a shot is too fine, when the grind is too fine and it's dripping out. They know to stop that and start again. However, I don't think they know when they are doing one that's a little bit too coarse and it runs a bit too quickly. It's harder to discern, and I think that's when people would go, yeah, from every other aspect, it looks good. It's got great crema on there. It looks good. The crema was gushing out, so you think it's super nice and fresh. So everything looks good. I know, however, from the experience that it's running far too quickly, and in this case, it's exactly what we want. I'm just going to split it. Might as well practice my latte art for my latte art journey. If you haven't seen that, check out my video on my latte art journey and you can see how far I'm coming along. Getting better. That's so sweet, actually. I can't believe that tastes so sweet. The milk obviously is contributing to that, but there's a lot of sweetness in this particular blend. Oh, I want to play with this more and let it cool down a bit. It's very light, it's very smooth. It's not going to be the kick in the teeth that maybe your Lavazza or your traditional sort of Italian coffee style drinkers will want. But if you're looking for a sweeter coffee, this could be the way. Even though that was massively under extracted, I would have expected there to be very little flavour in this, to be really hollow and sour. But this tastes pretty good. I want to see what Liam has to say on it, because it gets other people's opinions. Cheers. It's very smooth, very light. So what was super interesting is that I had made the milk quite hot, like quite hot. I hadn't scalded it, but it was definitely hotter than I normally would. So I added a bit of cold milk into Liam's one, and he tried it, and he was like, oh, it's incredibly sour. And so I had a sip of it, and I was like, yeah, amazingly, when it cooled down, it went very, very sour. However, this is still really hot, and it's holding its flavor. So that's an interesting thing to note if people drink it a little bit cooler. In the diagram, that pretty much the flow rate stayed the same the entire way. It was 4 mils, so here we've got 4 mils per second. The weight, so the actual dose out of the gram outs went up pretty quickly. So we can see we went to 4.5 mils per second. So it was flowing out pretty quickly, and the pressure really didn't get to taper it off quite a bit in order to slow down the speed of the coffee. So I've got through the other two now, and we did the first two in that earlier video. Now I'm going to go through again and just tweak them and play around them. Stay tuned for my final video giving you the full reports and which one I think we're going to go down further on to really see if we can bring this to market, one of these coffees to market, to really address that problem that people are having in the home of under-extracted coffee and not knowing any better and not wanting to get any better, just wanting the coffee to do the work for them, not them have to upskill. Which is a fair point, because some people just want convenience. And I want people to enjoy good coffee, and if convenience is the only way I can get them to do that, then I can adjust a blend to make it specific for them. For the next couple of minutes, enjoy some lovely B-roll of me making some shots and the beautiful decent espresso machine. Please, if you like this video and you like this content, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, or make a comment in the comment section below. I like to chat with you guys and understand what your thoughts are and what you're thinking. Please do drop me a line and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. As always, I'm Ride, your coffee coach, and as always, enjoy your brew.